Yeah, it's so bright.
I was about to say, man, I am totally up for seeing Hardcore Henry kill some people in an hour, but I just got a text from Brian asking if we can see it tomorrow night instead.
Oh, shit.
So I guess The Boss is my only movie tonight.
Well, that's a shame.
I asked you when this was done if this was better than Tammy. I didn't see Tammy. That was you and Dave, and this is from her. Ben Falcone directed this. This is the same director and writing team as Tammy, and this wasn't very good.
No, but this Tammy makes this look like fucking Citizen Kane. That's what I said. Fucking, yeah. If you're asking me to choose between these two movies, it's this one. Just yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, this.
Like so, they're gonna say shit about that.
I didn't
That's
even.
better.
I didn't even notice.
Back and forth. They're like, "What is going on? Freaky shadows." Yeah.
I don't know. Like this is. It's just not very funny. Like the long and short of it is, it's like I wasn't sitting there like mad or anxious or anything like that necessarily. There's a lot of comedy, a lot of bad comedies lately where I sit there just miserable, sunk into the fucking chair and whatnot. And this one was more like I can see the potential here in a lot of different areas, but aside from a couple of times when I kind of chuckled here and there, it was mostly just kind of falling flat.
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy plays a multi-millionaire entrepreneur who is busted for insider trading, and she's in jail for like 5 months, gets out and wants to make a fortune again, so she starts her own Girl Scout troop with Kristen Bell to sell a bunch of brownies. One thing leads to another, and it's a heist film. With a sword fight.
And a samurai.
And a samurai, nunchucks, all that, between her and Peter Dinklage. Like, it feels like they just wanted to go a lot of different directions with this film. Didn't really know where to go, so we gotta break into this high-rise to get this contract, and let's have a sword fight, and I guess that's what we can do here. Let's throw some Girl Scouts in there so we can really bank on this Girl Scout street brawl to be the highlight of the movie. The big set piece, and fuck. Oh man, why was Peter Dinklage playing Ben Stiller?
I guess he needed something to do when he wasn't playing Tyrion?
Between this and Pixels.
Yeah, really? It's like, I guess he's like, you know what? I have a good role here. Let me just play all the shit roles when I'm in the movies.
God, he's doing this voice in this movie that's a Ben Stiller voice. Like, was this role written with him in mind? Like when Ben Stiller does that kind of tough guy voice, who left the fridge open, and like the stuff he did in like Dodgeball.
White Goodman. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's White Goodman.
Yeah,
it's White Goodman, just played by a midget
as a sleazy businessman. And it was distracting. It was very, very distracting.
I'm my own boss. Nobody can fire me.
You can't fire me. Stop, man. You're better than this.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Everyone in this movie is better than this, which is weird, because, I mean, Melissa McCarthy wrote it, so she is the best part of this movie.
Oh, by far.
Yeah, like...
By far.
Whatever potential is there is her. This isn't a bad character she's playing. When she's getting in people's faces, when she's doing her like kind of sleazy businesswoman stuff, I mean, she's she is good. The performance is there. She
Yeah.
is selling this character, but the jokes are just falling so flat that there's not much laughs, but
And most of the laughs aren't even as jokes. Most of the laughs that you get from this movie are from when she's just being a bitch. There's no real inherent joke, like she says something funny. It's just she gets in somebody's face, it's like, I'll fucking hate you. And shit like that, that you wouldn't necessarily think as a joke. But are actually legitimately funny because of the way she plays the character.
Because she's really good. Yeah, like, she really should have been the only asshole in this film, but she's not. Like, because she has an arc. She has an arc in this movie from going from this shallow woman who only kind of knows the business sense and doesn't really have very many relationships, doesn't have a family, to then by the end she becomes a lot more human. And whatever negative traits her character has come out when she's dealing with some fucking bastards. And that's fun seeing her do that. But it's an awkward film. There's a lot of the jokes in this movie are just dependent on people being lousy to each other.
Yeah.
Her, I understand to a point. There comes a point when it's like, I really... It gets to a point where it's like, man, Kristen Bell's really putting up with a lot of shit with this character. But other than that, it's like there's between like the boss at Kristen Bell's office and Michael McDonald and that horrible mom from that other Girl Scout troop that was just a cartoon. Like, it was just... It's trying to get...
That one was kind of weird.
Yeah, like, it's just trying to get laughs out of just being really awkward and unpleasant. And it's like, there's not much jokes here. It's just kind of different people being mean to each other for the sake of laughs.
Yeah.
And it's hard to sell a laugh to me on just that. Between that and a lot of ad-libbing going on in this movie.
Yeah, you're right. Like, it should have been more a movie where she's the asshole and everybody else everybody else is just kind of normal going through life, and she, barges in, which is up to a point. She does a little bit, but then everybody else comes on. It's like they're trying to justify her being a bitch when they're like, no, you don't have to justify it. She's just a bitch. Think kind of more cunty than Martha Stewart, less cunty than Oprah. It's kind of somewhere in that. Yeah,
like, I mean, like, I get the idea of, like, okay, like, the mom on the competing thing is, like, kind of like a semi-villain here, but they just write her to be loathsome, to where it's like, this isn't even a real person. This is, I don't know how this person functions in real life. This is just a stock character to be just nasty, so then Melissa McCarthy can get up in her face, and yeah, that's satisfying when Melissa McCarthy does that, but that's the only reason why this character exists.
Right.
Like, to a point, it's like, man, this other mom should really kind of back down after a while, or show some semblance that she's kind of a character, but she's not. She just exists to be like, you're a felon, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah, that was... And when your strongest argument against somebody is that, it's like, it's kind of weak sauce. Just a little bit.
God, I was getting tired of the ad-libbing after a while. Like, it's a lot of really awkward ad-libbing where... Goddamn, the movie's like 90 minutes, 95 minutes or something like that. This would be like an 80-minute movie if you cut out all the stumbling, stuttering ad-libbing that's in it.
Which surprises me with Melissa McCarthy writing it, that there was so much ad-libbing. Because I would have thought she'd be more, better at nailing down a final script to where you didn't have to ad-lib as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like they just gave a lot of actors free rein to just kind of stumble through these scenes to where it just makes them really stuttery. Like, one joke that at first I liked was when they're going through their plan of going into this building, and they say to Kristen Bell's love interest, Tyler Levine, they say to him, she says to him, like, okay, and this is when you're gonna suck the guard's dick, and it's like acting it out like as like in a heist movie. At first I was like, that's kind of funny, but then they just don't stick to the fucking script. So you have this stuttering you want me to suck his dick? I mean, I could suck his dick. Like, I would. I mean, like, maybe not really, but like, okay, sort of. Like, I can suck his dick. Should I suck his dick now? Should I suck his dick later? Like, stick to the fucking script. Fuck. It's like
the wrong dick, wrong time. It was like
wrong dick, wrong time.
Yeah.
Different dick.
Yeah.
And it's like I had this fucking problem with Sisters. At least this movie's not over 2 hours long.
Sisters is over 2 hours long.
With previews, I think it was. It
Fucking
felt like
shit.
forever. It felt like me and Allison were in there forever. God damn. Like at the beginning with there's just really weird jokes that don't land, and when they don't land, they stick around so long. Like at the beginning of it, when the joke is that Melissa McCarthy is trying to talk, but she's got one of those, what do you call them? It keeps your mouth open so you can whiten your teeth and shit like that.
Like a spacer or something. It's a mouth spacer where...
So she does this whole scene like that. And it's like after a few seconds, it's like, okay, but it keeps going and going and going.
Mm-hmm.
And again, with like the fucking ad-libbing, with the mistaking who's on first, and like, it's called the Who's on My Baseball.
Who's on My Baseball.
No, it's not. It's Who's on first. No, Who's My Baseball. Isn't that right, Tyrone? Yeah, that's right. That's right. You're always right. God damn, I was glad that character didn't stick around.
I kept waiting for him to come back and be like, oh, fuck.
God damn, he never did. Thank God. There's this character at the beginning of the movie who only exists just to agree with everything Melissa McCarthy's saying, disagree with what Kristen Bell is saying, and again, just be unpleasant and nasty and condescending, and that's the joke. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's another thing with Kristen Bell's character. They really waste the straight character. Like Kristen Bell just kind of, I don't know.
Well, she's not bad in it. Like, she doesn't...
No.
Like Melissa McCarthy. I mean, they're both good, and with a better script, they could play off each other well, and to a point, they do, but again, like, there's so many times where Kristen Bell is just a foil for just extended weird shtick, like them bouncing their boobs around together, or the Linorama thing with how Kristen Bell's boobs look in her sweater, and you've seen this in the trailer, and in the movie it goes on for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, way too long. Like, the way that the joke should have ended with the trailer. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't. It continues on. It just continues.
It continues on to an unrealistic point, meaning like she's standing there taking so much shit about her, like Melissa McCarthy insulting her boobs and then playing with her bra strap, and it's like no one would let this go on. She's only taking her shit right here just so this joke can go on for like 5 minutes. God, it's like at a point she would have told her to fuck off.
Well, yeah, and especially considering early on they show her starting to be assertive. Mm-hmm. And exactly like that character jumps back and forth. It's like, you're assertive in these situations, but let shit happen in this. It's like it's totally uneven with the way it's set up. Mm-hmm. And you're right, it's just to play long jokes that don't pan out. Like, if they panned out, it would be a different story. I mean, you could kind of forgive it if the jokes were not falling flat, but a lot of them just they peak real early and just drop. Drop.
Totally, because even in that boob segment, like, I got a laugh when, like, Melissa McCarthy was talking about, like, all the silicone that she has inside of her and that her nipples are up here. It's like, I kind of chuckled a little bit at that, but again, like, it goes on so long that I forget that I even chuckled at a point. I'm just kind of waiting for it to end. Just waiting for it to end or cut to something else, or...
Yeah, it's 3 seconds of chuckle and then 30 to 60 more seconds of moving on. Moving on.
Yeah. And then once Kristen Bell's boyfriend comes into it more in the third act, like, at first he's charming. Like, they have decent chemistry. Like, when they're on a date together, like, there's some cute moments there. But he sticks around for the rest of the movie, and it was like the script had nothing for him to say, so they just wanted him to, in every single one of his scenes, interject with another line-orama, stuttering, stumbling over lines, repeating lines, like the dick sucking, like, you suck his dick, I can suck his dick, you suck his dick, I don't know, I can suck his dick, like, just repeating the same line over and over and over again. Oh, man.
He was wasted, too, because Tyler Labine is funny. He's a funny guy, and all these people, there's not anybody in it that's bad. It's just the script is so bland that it doesn't matter what... They could have had the performances of their lives, and it wasn't going to make a difference.
Oh, this could easily have been one of Melissa McCarthy's best role if it was a much more solid script, because...
Oh, she nails the character. Easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by far. Like, it makes it a big disappointment, because it's not... Because unlike other bad comedies where it's like, this is just, like, fucking crazy. This one, it was like, it wasn't for lack of trying. Like, it was more... It's more of a disappointment because, damn, like, I don't know, maybe... I was about to say, maybe if you like Tammy, you might like it, but I don't know.
Well, if you like Tammy, you'll love this movie.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, so it is one of those comedies where you just kind of, or at least me anyway, leave just kind of just like bummed out because, like, I want to see a much better movie with this character. I really do. I've seen Melissa McCarthy movies that work, that are really good and funny, and this is probably a better character than in some other Melissa McCarthy movies that I've liked as a whole, much better than this movie. Yeah. This easily could have been, like, a better lead for her than, say, in, like, Spy, which is a movie that I liked a lot, and I thought she was really good in it. But it's just, like, this wasted potential in this film.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting there going, I'm like, okay, it's the movie starting, I'm enjoying this character. I can see why she wrote this, and then the jokes came in, and I'm like, and here we go.
Mm-hmm. Once it got into, like, the tooth mouth thing, and I'm like...
And that was early.
That is early. That's within the first...
What, 10 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's...
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes off the rails from there.
Mm.
So, I mean, it tries to course correct every once in a while, but then the jokes keep going too long and it's back where it was. It's like, it just kind of tries to weave, but it never quite hits that point where it's just like, okay, this is actually working.
It never knew what kind of movie it wanted to be. It's like... It's almost like 3 different movies in one. It's like, okay, here we have this movie about this entrepreneur who loses everything. Okay. And then we turn into Troop Beverly Hills. All right. And then Tower Heist.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he's Ben Stiller in this movie.
Yeah. Where is it? So it's redemption story, ensemble, kids movie, and then heist movie, all rolled into one. And yeah,
it's like, I wish you just picked one of these. I don't know, like, if you spent more time with these kids and made it just Melissa McCarthy as this vulgarian going around with this Girl Scout troop, like, as a whole, that at least it would have had some kind of focus. But once, like, the brawl happens, and I even thought this about the trailer, too. I was like, what kind of movie is this? Is it a Girl Scout troop movie? Is it Get Hard? What is going on here? Yeah. But once, like, this thing once the third act breakup happens between Kristen Bell and Melissa McCarthy, then it's not even about the girls anymore. It's just, we gotta have a sword fight in a fucking high rise, and
Yeah, because it just jumps, and then the whole Girl Scout troop thing is just it's off to the side then.
oh yeah.
Oh no, we're in the dark.
So
There it goes.
spooky.
It's and then they don't show up until the very end of the movie again.
The Girl
Girl
Scouts.
Scouts, yeah.
Oh yeah,
It
that's
just kinda-
right.
Oh yeah, we're not doing this anymore. We're talking about stealing this contract back, and and then that fucking
They make it this whole thing to where like, oh, he doesn't like using any electronics or anything like that. So the only contract is in his office at the top of his high rise in his desk. Man,
which makes no fucking sense, because even if you don't use electronics, make a fucking copy.
a movie should not be reminding me of fucking Gem and the Holograms, that movie, because that turned into a fucking heist film in the third act, and the reasons for that were just as stupid and contrived as the reasons in this movie. This is a better movie than... I just want to throw that out there. Like,
Let's not compare these, because Gem and the Holograms is still a total piece of shit.
oh, yeah. Gem and the Holograms was like, I see no potential here. This wasn't that. Like, I'm hard pressed to think of other times I kind of chuckled in this. I probably listed this the main couple of times that I did. Other than Melissa McCarthy yelling in the girl's face,
Right.
and the other mom, and I mean, it was funny when she's trying every now and then when Kristen Bell is trying to like cover her daughter's ears to stop her from hearing Melissa McCarthy cussing, even though she curses throughout this whole movie. So every now and then I guess something is said she doesn't want her to hear, and that was kind of funny where she says something really raunchy, and then Kristen Bell's like, Michelle, and covers the daughter's ears, and the daughter's like, it's too late, I heard all of that. Like, yeah, the dynamic between the three of them was good. I mean, you could have taken any element from this film and made a decent whole out of it, whether it's this woman who's now with this family of the woman who used to be her assistant, and then they connect together and everything, or
kind of an Odd Couple vibe on that one, and
yeah. But no, they just wanted to throw a bunch of stuff at the wall to see what sticks, and
none of it really does.
yeah, they still put it all in there, and whatever they didn't throw in there, they're like, let's just ad-lib the shit out of it and fill in the gaps. It's like, you didn't have to do that. There's really no... Doesn't seem like there should be any gaps of dialogue here. Stop with the fucking ad-libbing. Is there anything else about it?
Not that no. I mean, we pretty much described the plot, just the dynamic. I mean, everything. You know the movie now, from what we've said. I mean, it's not like we really didn't leave anything out. I promise you that.
No, not really. Nothing off the top of my head. It opens up with the movie Child's Play, or not Child's Play, Problem Child. Totally the same thing. Got a creepy little redhead there, dude.
Right.
One's Chucky, one's that kid.
Well, and then they do play up the Girl Scout thing in the trailer, and then don't really, aside from the Crystal Girl, the one who's vulgar, I don't know any of them. They don't even, aside from Kristen Bell's daughter and this Crystal Girl, the rest of them are all just background. You don't even you don't get any background on them. They're just there because they need little girls.
They are just extras.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And if they had centered a majority of this movie around that, we would have gotten to know those characters a lot better. As it is, they are glorified extras. The only one you know anything about is the tough girl.
Yeah.
And she has moments that made me chuckle, but I mean, it was one joke. It was just that she's tough and wants to fight people.
Yeah. And even then, I mean, she's really there in just a couple scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it, right? It's for the same one joke over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, I would say, like, Melissa McCarthy is really good in this, and because of that, I would say, like, if the movie was on Netflix or something like that, maybe if you make it farther than 10 minutes into it, then you could make it through the rest, because that kind of sets the tone of the movie that you're getting into.
Yeah.
I hesitate to say, like, to be one of those movies to where I would say, oh, just fucking skip this entirely, because, like, I did see potential here, and Melissa McCarthy, like, this really is me just complimenting her performance. It's like,
if there's anything to this movie, it's because she's in it.
Yeah.
I'll say that. That's, which is leaps and bounds from what I've seen from her in the past. Because trust me, shit before was, yeah, fuck. You all know my long and tortured history with McCarthy. She's pretty damn good in this, and I went into this hoping for more than what I got out of it. But because of her, there's a movie. I mean, it's not a very good movie, but when she makes the most of it when she's there, and she does a great job in this, having this character, and it just the character shines through above all else.
Yeah, you've seen the lower ends of the spectrum on her filmography more so than I have, because you were at Identity Thief and Tammy, and the ones I was at were
you got to see the decent ones.
Yeah, I was at Spy.
She's good in I like The Heat.
Oh, that's right. You were at that.
The Heat was all right.
I can't remember when I was at that night.
Fuck. Oh, it's just. I haven't seen Spy.
No, that was good. Spy was really good.
That could be the one that actually is a mold where it's a good film where she plays a good character, because it seems like she's really one spectrum of there. It's a decent film, but she's terrible in it, or she's great in it, and the film is just not so good.
Well, how do you think Ghostbusters is going to be? We got that trailer.
I really, really want it to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I really do. But I have just a gut feeling it's going to be awful. Just.
I'll be optimistic in the sense that, okay, I don't like that trailer very much.
Oh, no.
At all,
it's
really.
Cut terribly.
But at the same time, when I think about it, I haven't liked the trailer for, like, any Paul Feig movie. But more often than not, when I see the movie, I end up liking it. So, to be optimistic about that, maybe that'll be the case here.
You're like, he cuts shitty trailers.
Yeah.
But then it's alright.
But then the movie, yeah, it's fine.
I do still laugh at when Chris Hemsworth turns around that computer, and there's the ghost with the big boobs.
With the boobs.
And he's like, oh, is there something wrong with the look? I can make them bigger.
Oh, we're doing the porno spoof now.
And I'm just like, all right, damn it, I shouldn't laugh at that, but I'm going to, because I think it's funny. But, you know what pisses me off about Paul Feig is, he is not giving any of the criticisms due credit. He's like, you know what? You don't like this because you're a misogynist pig. No.
Granted, there's plenty of people out there where that's the case.
There's a lot of complete, utter dick faces that...
But you gotta... I've straight up seen people say, like, oh, if you don't like this trailer, that just means that you're misogynist and you're sexist or something. It's like, no, dude, stop.
No.
Like, yeah, there are plenty of people out there where that's the case, but... You gotta know the difference between I'm an asshole and I just simply don't think this looks very funny.
Right.
That's alright. Now it's been fun on Twitter looking at those same people who, about who are saying that about Ghostbusters now with the Rogue One trailer.
Fuck off!
Mad.
Oh my god! I was so I was like, no. I mean, there's the same fucking people who got pissed off about Force Awakens too, and I'm like, no, that was a good fucking movie.
Yeah.
Piss the fuck off. Fucking shit. Who gives a fuck if it's a good movie? Who the fuck cares if they got a penis or a vagina or nothing? Who the fuck cares?
Mary Sue is trending on Twitter again.
Oh my god. You fucking people. This is why we get bullshit movies. 'Cause you fucks. We can't have good things. You fucking ruin it. Motherfuckers. Really?
Creeps, man.
Oh, that looks like it might be a fucking good movie. It looks pretty decent from the trailer.
I like the trailer for Rogue One.
And you know what? Fuck off. If you don't like the main character, you got Lawrence Fishburne. Fuck you!
And you got a Han Solo movie coming out. They're making that.
Yeah, they're not gonna make Han Solo a fucking female, so fuck off.
Oh, you say that, but...
You know what? Fine. Make him a fucking... No. On general fucking principle, no. But you give me a good female, fine. Hey, look, it's Han Solo. Yes, god damn it. Make Chewbacca female. Give him a nice pair of tits. I don't give a fucking care.
I've seen that before. Remember the Star Wars Holiday Special with Mala and his wife? That sweet eyeshadow.
But it's oh, you fucking people.
Too bad this is on TV. I want to see those Wookiees bang. Ring in the new year. Well, I saw Grandpa masturbate when he was watching Diane Carroll.
Oh, Disney needs to bring that back.
Yes, they do. Should we end it on masturbating Grandpa?
Masturbating Grandpa. Sounds good.
Excellent. See